Articulation. Now, one of the most important aspects of vocal techniques, especially for the classroom, is articulation. Crisp and clear articulation. Good diction. Now, if your voice has to carry and be easily understood, clear articulation is a must, particularly if you're teaching in one of those difficult areas where the acoustics are not perfect. Clear and crisp articulation will make your life easier and that of your students. Now, if you're continually being asked to repeat a word, or, what did you say, miss, what was that, then it may be the result of not crisp enough articulation, particularly at the ends of words. Now, obviously, if you're continually being asked to repeat something, that's tiring, and it's not good for your self-esteem, it's not good for your confidence, and of course it disrupts concentration. It's not particularly good, for the life of the pupil and their understanding. So sloppy articulation can affect learning. Now, if articulation isn't too crisp and there's a tendency to look away, look at visual aids, look down, or not keep the eye of the student in any way, then it's going to make the voice far more difficult to understand. So crisp articulation is to be strived for. Now, good articulation means working those vowels and the consonants. Now, a vowel, of course, is free flow of unobstructed air. Vowels carry the sound. There are 5 vowel letters, of course, in the alphabet: A, E, I, O, U, but of course far many more vowel sounds. 24 plus all the regional varieties, but don't worry about accents and dialects at the moment. We have long vowels and we have short vowels. So long vowel sounds: O, I, E, and short: E, I, A. And for a vowel, vowels are shaped by the mouth, the lips, the tongue and the jaw. And vowels are produced by a flexible, open, movable mouth. Now, consonants, by contrast, occur when the air is obstructed or stopped in some way. Consonants define speech and give it clarity and precision. Now, of course, all the non-vowel letters are consonant letters, but again, there are combinations to make many more vowel sounds. Ch and j and th and so on. Okay, so vowels carry the sound, consonants give the word clarity and distinction, definition. Now, clear articulation is so important for anyone in the educational environment, in the learning environment. But think how important it is if you're a teacher of languages and you're moving from one language to another. Your pronunciation has to be spot on. If you teach literature, it's so important that you are absolutely excited about the words and their qualities and the atmosphere they create, so that comes across to your students. And of course, if English isn't your first language, then English pronunciation does need to be worked at. And in addition to this course, I would suggest that you look further into pronunciation of English sounds, how they're formed and where they're placed, because not only will that increase your fluency and understanding, but it will give more clarity to your speech and, of course, eventually intonation. Now, nationalities will invariably find certain sounds difficult to make. English people find French sounds difficult to make, or perhaps certain Welsh sounds, the ch and so on. Some people find the v very difficult to say, and in the classroom this may come across as very instead of very. If that's so, just think about the difference of the position of the lips for w, wash, work, Wednesday, the lips are rounded, and very, very. If you have difficulty with that sound, then just bite the bottom lip very gently, v, before pronouncing v. So there's a clear distinction between v and w. Other pitfalls often heard in the classroom are the f sound not being clearly differentiated from the v. So make sure that your life, it sounds quite different to live and leaf and leave. So different sounds there, the unvoiced f and the voiced v. And of course, th is quite a different sound to the. The isn't voiced, the is. Have fun with. The thought of spending another Thursday with them didn't thrill Thelma. So that's a little tongue twister, but it also gets your tongue around the th and the. So them and th, Thursday. Of course, we also know that F sometimes is replaced for the, so we'll have bath instead of bath. So it's very important for a teacher's articulation to be spot on, and then there's more chance of the pupil actually mirroring correct pronunciation. So if you hear bath, then let's have bath. And of course, mother and father instead of mother and father. So the instead of the v. Lots of little common pitfalls, but very, very common in the classroom. Now, of course, over-articulation, very precise articulation, is no longer in vogue. And if you think of the style of speech up to the 60s, it was very articulated. You only have to listen to the radio some years ago, or watch an old English film, where the pronunciation is so precise. Vowels are short and long, they're given their correct value, and consonants are so crisp. Take an old coward play, the articulation is musical, the words sing, they're humorous and they have impact. They're also very easily understood. Clarity is wonderful. Now, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that we try to return to that or we strive for that level of precision, but good articulation in the learning environment is a must. Well, I'm now going to take you through a short audio tape with slides, and we're going to have a closer look at vowels, short vowel sounds, triple vowel sounds, types of consonants, plosives and continuants. Now, don't worry too much about the technical terms. Remember, this is an introductory course. I'm not going into too much depth and detail, but let's look at the quality of vowels and consonants now, where they're formed, and how an understanding will help you with clarity and definition in your classroom teaching.